Alright, you guys, this is why we can't have nice things. Not just get off stream right now. Hello. Hello, everybody. Greenleaf, Butterscorch, Blue, Band of Goblins, my draw. How you guys doing? I'm gonna turn the music down. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna shut it down. That's what I'm gonna do. How you guys doing? I have a blank desk, as far as you all know. And we're gonna assemble some minis. And I'm gonna start with a lovely batch of Brokier Thunderkin. Some of my favorite, absolute favorite Votann minis. Just kidding, they're not, but I have assembled dozens of these. Let's see. That's one of them. That's the other two. And I do believe they go on larger bases. And we'll put that bag of sprues up. What's going on, man? Oh, jeez. Yeah. More Votann. More Votann. Let's see. I need to find this gentleman. Let's see. How does he want them equipped? Doesn't say. Oh no. Okay, 1 second. All right, Fox Adventure Build. Welcome in. Welcome in, guys. We are gonna assemble some minis. We got camera going. Okay. All right. We're assembling Thunderkin. We're gonna get as far as the weapons, and then because I'm an idiot, I need to wait to figure out which weapons are going where. So. I have painted maybe 18 of these models or more, probably about closer to 24 for this gentleman, so we're gonna get some more good times. Let's go ahead and start clipping pieces. Weapons are going on the model, I think. See, that's the thing, you're assuming. And you know what they say about assuming. Hidden base. Okay. What's up, Culture American? How you guys doing? We got the nice fox bite clippers today. I use these a lot. I like them. Let's start. Let's get pieces out. Let's do just 1 and 2. We'll go through the group. But if I need to take a break on these guys, I think the weapon's about the last thing you put on these models. So it's literally the last thing you put on the model. So it'll be fine. We'll get these together, then we'll work on our other set we need to assemble. Where's number 2? Who does number 2 work for? All right. Okay, we got that one. Next guy, 21, 22. There's 21. So, how you guys doing? How's everybody? I'm doing pretty well. I feel like I can't move today, but that's mainly because I had the genius idea yesterday, which Tuesdays and Thursdays are like my cardio days, and cardio and like leg workout. So I normally, Scott Melville, welcome in. I normally ride an exercise bike. And I've been kind of beasting the exercise bike, but I ride it for about, it's like 25 to 27 minutes. And I put on like a pretty high incline setting and try to get what I can out of it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try something different. I want to see how I do running, like just on a treadmill. And I have not actually ran like for exercise in many years, and I never was a runner, so I was like, I'll just try it. I'll try it. So I did a mile. Yeah. I did run a mile, and it was like a 9.5 minute mile. It was not a super fast mile, but it's still, I ran the entire mile. I did all my weightlifting afterwards, so I did it, and I was feeling okay yesterday. I was struggling up and down stairs, but assembling your first Terminators, oh sweet. Is it the newer, like the 40k Terminators that you got, Fox? Those are good minis. All the new Terminator minis look great. So I did everything yesterday. It was all good. I woke up this morning and I struggled to get out of bed and to like walk around my house this morning. Like I have never struggled that much. Did you see, the sports team they always try to put, is that an It Crowd reference? Pain in the heels? It's mainly like my calves. that are hurting. My calves and my feet. And I still went to the gym today. And I feel like a beast that I actually went to the gym again. So, I'm working through it. I'm feeling much better now after adding more pain on top of everything. But that's kind of the idea, right? So I have just a serious debate with myself as to, no pain, no gain, as to whether I go back tomorrow and ride the bike, or I go back tomorrow and I run. And my main difference is I finish my run a lot faster, and I feel way more sore, which I feel like is a better workout for my actual muscles. But I think riding the bike is probably better cardio because I ride a lot further and for a lot longer. Because I'll end up riding like 8 or 8.5 miles on the bike in 25 minutes. So. Oh, okay, you got the push fit ones. Yeah, hey, I have those. Those are good Terminators. I love the classic Stormbolter Power Fist Terminators. Good stuff. Yeah, those are the newer scale ones. Yep. Okay, we need piece number 3 and 4. 3. Go on that side. Votann never have issues with low self-esteem, just high shelves. That's great. That's a grudging. Okay. 23 and 24.
Look at me!
Ooh, where am I looking? Before I get too far? Alright. And whips. It's more scarab cults. Oh, Butterscorch got his night out. Alright, Butterscorch ninja in there, stealing the look at me notification. Oh, you did the pink flames, dude. That's so sick. Oh, the fire effects on the cloak. I love these colors, blue. I love it. The bronze, the like off-white trim. You didn't go for the yellow. I think that's great. The pink glow. That's so good looking. That dark plum, the dark plum cape. Yeah, I know all these colors. I know them all. You did bronze. Was it like dark bronze and then you dry brushed with like gold? Is that what you did for the gold on the trim on this mini? Yeah, just fantastic looking. It's actually got more time to work on my backlog. Blood Angel Army for the first time almost immediately ran out of free time. That's good. Dark bronze, copper. Oh, okay. It's got copper on there. Nice. Well, it's great looking. How many, so if it makes you too depressed mentioning this, that's fine. You don't have to answer, but how many Thousand Suns do you have painted and how many more do you have to paint? If you'd be willing to sate my curiosity here. Basing servitors today? Oh, sweet. Is it, what servitors? Is it the new, like, kill team or something, Scott? What you working on? Man, I love it. Everybody's hobbying today. That's great. Good stuff. Just like one to like a billion. You have a billion more. They're called the Thousand Suns, man, not the Billion Suns. The Battleclade, yeah. Sweet, yeah. Let's have a look. Blood Angels are cool, Fox. My older brother just got in the 40K like a year and a half ago, and he chose Blood Angels, which honestly surprised me. But that's his faction. What's that? Yeah, so Cultured, he dry brushed it before he did anything else. That's what he did. He based the mini in gold and dry brushed it. And then was careful to avoid everything else. Or careful to avoid the gold when he was painting everything else. I was able to finish up a couple Star Wars Legion minis. I kind of have a countdown now on when I need to finish these minis, because going in, that's going right there. Is that right? Oh, and up here. Okay. Because I have a league. I think I'm gonna join for Star Wars Legion. I don't want to play my droids or my republics, so I have rebels to paint. Go on there. I remember these minis, they don't always quite fit very well together. He did the plate first, yeah. Armon 1 rubric finished, and then this. Okay. Okay. That's not terrible. I think it seems like a lot of the reason it's taken so long to paint them is that you kind of set them to the side. Like, yeah, they take a long time to paint each. I understand. I'm going to try to not buy miniatures this month. And what I did buy, though, I got some filament for Zendral to hopefully print me some more terrain. I don't know if you guys know this. Alright. Yeah, the Thunderkin are probably the worst or tied for worst as far as assembly and painting go for Votann minis, which have been among the worst of factions for assembly and painting in my experience. So, the worst of the worst here. Spot unfinished minis called a roll of filament. Yeah. See, the difference is I paid $40 and I'm about to get a ton of terrain, like giant pieces of terrain. And you guys know my Prospero terrain, right? The desert terrain I got. It's actually from a creator called Sacris Mundus. Spell it like it sounds, Sacris Mundus. So he has two sets. One is called Crotone Planet of Sorcerers, and the other one is called Crotone in Flames. So I have a lot more from the Crotone in Flames to make like a Prospero, like burning a Prospero board and everything. But I also have pieces that Zen just started printing for me from the Planet of Sorcerers terrain. It's giant stuff. He has yet to print me. I've yet to ask for the largest pieces from the sets. But this creator puts out new stuff every month, and he normally puts out one set. There's no modularity, which is a really weird thing for me. There's no modularity or like interactivity between the sets. that share similar themes. The Croton one is like one of his only one he has 2 sets for, but I know it's his most popular sets. So I have I have more than a board full of terrain painted. And I have more buildings that Zen just printed for me that I was messing with the other day, if you guys remember that, like a week ago or so. Well, he just announced on his Patreon for May, his next set is a 3rd iteration of the Croton set. And he only has like silhouette previews, but it seems there's a mix of ruins and non-ruin stuff. He has walkways.
Look at me!
And like just more like big ruined buildings and stuff, and I am so excited. It's crazy how excited I am about stupid terrain, but I preemptively bought Zen Filament to print me some stuff from there. Where am I looking? Where am I looking? Oh, it's the servitors. Ooh, I like how you paint these. The alligator clips with the sprues on the bottom. I might steal that, Scott. That is a genius idea. That is so smart. These minis look great too. The purple and the orange. Yeah, everybody's got like a different glow color. That's great stuff. Man, I love the bright glow on the like tech priest guy. All the different colors. It's fantastic looking. Good stuff. Hey guys, check out all these awesome minis people are sharing today. You guys are on it. I love it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Nice to be back. A nice little day. So we streamed on Monday. Painted Star Wars. I actually finished those Tauntauns. They just need some varnish on them, so I think I'm going to varnish this afternoon. Ogre Forge, what's going on? Welcome in. Yesterday I took the day. I had a ton of stuff to do, just like not a lot of stream related things, but I went and voted. Went to the gym and destroyed myself. Yeah, I ran a bunch of errands. Was working on house things. I have to replace a bunch of parts on my grill, and I'm really nervous. On the wash, can we use the thing? No, the fluorescents are great. The fluorescents work great against the wash too, because they're so bright. And it's like super grim dark, and then you just have like these lights. I think it's fantastic. Zen, what's going on? Back to work. Nice, Ogre Ford. That's great to hear, man. I'm happy for you. It's snowing. Dang, you in Colorado? Is that right? Raja, good morning. What's going on, guys? We're assembling Votann. Everybody's favorite. Let's get these pieces of first guy. Number 6 has got to go on that side. Number 7 goes on that side. 12 goes in the middle. Denver, yeah. That's wild. I'd be so mad if it started snowing here. We have our garden outside. So we got our big raised beds and everything. And we have our first like sprouts. And they're going crazy already. So that's really exciting. It's green beans. And I'm really excited about that. So never thought I would be excited to see green beans. It's exciting. So, Painting Dad's been busy. The Homestead Dad. That's what's happening. 32, yep. That's right. Some new paint pot holders. Oh, cool. Oh, in your Etsy shop? Dude, post a link like in Discord or something. Let us see. Oh, and chat. Chat and Discord. Let me take a look. Or... what's everybody up to? What you guys doing? $3.49. Oh, can't chat. Okay, but you can't Discord. Okay, cool, cool, cool. We watched the season finale of Mall Shadow Lord Monday. Able to watch The Boys this morning. You know, Amazon gave me a free month subscription to Prime. I was like, "Well, I'll watch The Boys on Prime," and I get so furious at the ads. They played so many ads, but I'm able to get things done while there are ads playing. So I'm just like going and doing stuff. You know, the old like commercial break, like bathroom break, right? Did you catch up with The Boys then? Okay, we got those little things. Let's get the when are new episodes released? Wednesday, or I guess yeah, like midnight Wednesday morning. This is like 3 a.m. Eastern. Okay. You know, I like The Boys TV show. Those first 2 seasons were so good, and I feel like they meander a lot. That show, they just take their time and just change up the plots kind of on a whim, and it's crazy. There are 2 episodes left of that show until the series finale. And I think this episode finally there was like something significant happening, but I felt like it was it's just like not much has happened, and then they're just like, oh yeah, and this one thing. Daredevil was last night. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We finished Spider-Man No Way Home last night as well. With my son, so he absolutely loved it. But you know that movie has Matt Murdock in it, and it's kind of funny where when he shows up and they like someone throws a brick into their house and everything. Like there's a whole thing with it. I enjoyed No Way Home a second watch through. I didn't think I would like it watching a second time because it's a lot of like big things that like you know they if it's spoiled like it kind of messes with the movie, or at least I thought, but I still think it's a pretty good movie. I don't have any complaints. I was back in college when they were all coming out. I think I've skipped the past few. Yeah, yeah. I think it's kind of happened with a lot of people. Link should work. All right, sweet, sweet. Hold on. Give me a minute. We'll take a look, guys. Go check out the paint holders from Ogre Forge. Ogre Forge it used to be Ogrekin, is an old friend of the channel. He was a regular before it was cool. Very good. The link didn't work? Oh, dang. I think you misspelled ogre in your link. It's OGRE, right? Or at least that's your screen name. Oh, and miniatures. Yeah, his miniatures. Okay. Yeah, he's manually typed the link. Those two things locked in there. All right. Good time to give these pieces a little break while I'm checking out this link. More try. All right. Lay you on your stomach here. Let's take a look. Work? It does. Skull and Dice Wound Tracker. Oh, he's got bases. You got bases, huh? Wait, you have the is this a print shop? You're not designing the STLs, right? You're printing? I recognize some of these STLs. You just you print them. Okay, okay. Nice, dude. I like these bases though. Yeah, he's got the City Ruins bases. You guys see those? Those are what I use for my Thousand Suns. Yep. That's literally the set. That's my main set. All of my infantry are on those bottom middle 5 bases. Oh, that's great. Okay. 45, 46. The wound counters, like the skull ones, right? Oh yeah, holds the die. Yeah, that's great. So you have to like separate colors and everything. Nice. Very cool. Well, you guys know my opinion about buying 3D printed things from strangers on Etsy. And I will say that as much as I know of Ogre Forge here, that's a dude I would trust to print minis. That side. Right, right. I have. I have a hard time buying minis from just like sellers and stuff. But yeah, Ogre Forge is legit. So they won't explode. Yeah, that's the key. Will your minis explode an undisclosed time in the future? Seems like it does seem like a low bar, but it's amazing that these kinds of questions need to be asked. Those poor pugs. Resin minis break after I painted them now. Yeah, Scott, that's the thing, right? Like, if they're not printed right, they're full of liquid resin, and they release gas as they cure, and it's a whole thing. Yeah, I use ABS resin too, or ABS like. This is stuff. So, a new game came out last week, and I picked it up at a discount because they're selling it for 25% off for the first like 2 weeks it's out. But I got Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. I played some last night. I love it. I played the demo. And Malediction. It's Malediction. They had a demo out last year I played, and then it's early access release right now, but I haven't noticed much that's like feels early access. Oh, you went to Adepticon with. Oh, nice. But yeah, I am loving Heroes of Might and Magic. I don't know if there are any Heroes fans here. Specifically, Heroes 3 was like my game for a very long time. And this game takes a lot from that, so. That goes there. That's right. Okay. Gathering with skirmish miniatures and a single D20 resolution. Interesting, okay. Okay. Got his robot legs going. I've been keeping up with 11th faction focuses a little bit. Yeah. I saw the Guard were out today, or the Astra Militarum were out today, and also popped up last night. I haven't watched the videos, but mainly I skim the articles because I honestly like the things they're talking about. I can't place like a context on like is this good, is it not, like how does this relate to everything else. All the miniatures trained your STL files. Oh, nice. That's cool. You've been selling off 40k stuff? Yeah. I haven't sold anything, but just been out of it for so long. They're basically just miniature collections. Okay. We got legs. Let's get some arms. Big changes in Space Marine video. Battle Shock persists between turns and requires a pass leadership check to Battle Shock. Okay. Does it do anything else? Like, I mean, that's a nice change. That's like a step in the right direction. Leadership rules in 40k have been so bad for so long, though. Bits here. Okay. My Eldar, most of my Imperial Guard just have some Space Marine and Votann. Yeah. Okay. The Knight's Fundo symbol looks great, man. Looks really good. It's exciting. What kind of colors are you going to paint it, Butterscorch? Kill objectives perform. Yeah, okay. So it's the same as it was. It's just it's persistent now. None of those things, Cultured American, are in Horus Heresy. Well, in a way. So, like, snapshots are different. But Overwatch itself and Heresy are full ballistic skill. And, like, morale debuffs do very different things in Heresy than they do in, than they do in 40k. Grungy yellow and reddish brown. Okay, nice, nice. With motor editions, yeah, I can see the Sigmar inspired stuff. Does any game have good? I like the Heresy leadership rules. I also like. I know Bolt Action had some pretty robust leadership rules because a lot of that game was about like forcing leadership. I like Star Wars Legion's leadership rules as well, with suppression, and how, you know, no matter what, if a shot hits you, you take suppression, and you get better cover when you have suppression on your mini. But if you get too much, it reduces what you can do and eventually makes you run away. Yeah. It's been a long time since I have read into Bolt Action. I know they have a new edition and everything, but I remember Bolt Action, that was like a big focus, was the morale aspect of the game. So. And I didn't mind 40K's the old morale rules, where, you know, you fail the leadership check and you physically run your models away. I like that aspect and I like doing that. But man, ever since like was like 8th edition, where they're just like, hey, just pull wounds off your models, like they just die if you fail leadership checks. And then 10th edition, morale has such like a it's like a minor effect that, yeah, you can like play it to be something big, but at the end of the day it's like a fairly minor thing. Oh, just like like it sticks. Yeah, the things stick until you get rid of them. Now, something about that, which I do like that Battle Shock sticks. Um, I do wonder though if you're testing Battle Shock at the start of your turn. If that again is, it's a very minor change disguised as a big change, right? I know in Heresy when you have status effects on you, so like morale status things, one of the big punishing things is you don't test to remove that stuff until the end of the turn. Now there's pretty easily accessible gear that you can get on a lot of units that let you test at the beginning of the turn, especially if you're Thousand Suns. but but for the most part, like you have a status, like you're stuck with it until the very end of the turn when you most likely get rid of it. But it can be pretty brutal. Need to bounce. Oh, okay, nice. Well, Ogre Forged, you have a fantastic day. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for sharing the links and stuff. I appreciate it. It's great to chat with you. They took Squad Broken a little more literally in 8th. Yeah, they did. They did, Jaded. Yeah. What's going on, by the way? Which point you can make a test to remove the status. Yeah. Yeah, I hope so too. Play a game of Heresy. Yeah, you'll get there. It's fine. There's not like your miniatures are gonna fade away or anything. So these games are always growing. Yeah, that's one of my that's why I feel like it's a really minor change that looks like a big change. Like it potentially can be. I'm sure everyone's gonna have a game where that one squad just won't rally, right? And you're stuck with that Battle Shock squad like the whole game. And someone's going to be like, oh, it's broken. This rule doesn't work anymore. But 95% of the time, you're going to get Battle Shocked, and then your very next command phase, you're going to get rid of it. Because that's kind of the nature of things. You did tell me, yeah, you picked up a 6th edition rulebook. How's that been going? You liking the book? 6th edition fantasy is great. It has some issues, like the leadership rules in that are so punishing. Specifically, fear and terror are pretty miserable to play against. Okay, both feet are the same. That's cool. Just piece number 14. Ever played Wrath and Glory? No, I'm not a big RPG player. So my experience with RPG is very limited. Analyzing, finished touches, and another jump pack intercessors done. Solid. It's great to hear. Yeah, your color scheme is great too, Jaded. Love it, dude. Looking at art, reading about the hobby, but yeah. The my 6th edition codexes are some of my favorite Warhammer books that I have. The 6th Warhammer Fantasy books, army books. They're not codexes, army books. Guard. Get these feet. Customize the gun. Don't like the shield. Yeah, it's great. Butterscorch, you are definitely someone who can kit bash and make that stuff look good too. So I'm sure you will do just fine getting that stuff together. I might do some painting today if these minis are done sooner than I anticipate. We're cruising through these. I don't think I've ever assembled these minis so fast, but I've done them. I've assembled these minis so many times. I should be able to know what I'm doing here. Done did it. So Monday, I think I told you guys that this past weekend we went to like a giant like Asian market, like an international grocery store, and my wife and I made ramen for myself. My son was at his grandma's house, but made some really good kind of simple, like kind of Japanese style ramen that my wife could eat. And we had a lot of ingredients left over, so I made it again for everybody and for my son included, who really wanted to try it. And I was like, this could go either way. He's been saying he wants to try this for a while now. But I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna be something he likes. Like it's 50-50, right? So I made it, and it's soup, and this kid hates soup. He never eats soup. Um, he doesn't like weird flavors, and won't eat like weird stuff. But most importantly, it was soup that I made, essentially. This kid ate so much freaking ramen. It was ridiculous. He was obsessed with it. I don't think I've ever seen this kid eat so much in his life. And one of the things I told him, because he wants to go to this Japanese restaurant with me, and I told him that, I don't know if Zen's hanging out in chat, but I told him that the three of us, him, Zendro, and I, will have to go sometime. But I'm like, hey, like, dude, here's kind of the deal. I said, this is like the most basic white person version of this ramen that will still taste a little like the real thing. I'd actually call it white person ramen to him. But I said, if you don't like this, basically, like, we know you won't like the stuff at the actual restaurant. Like, that's basically what that means. So we'll see what you like. If nothing else, it'll save us some money. It's there's a lot of salt in there anyway, but no, he did not add salt. And oh, Sweet Night Ninja, all right. Very timely. I'm kind of zooming through these minis, assembling them, so I appreciate that. Also, what's up? All right, conversion beamers it is. Which one's the conversion? Hold on, help me real quick. Help me, Night Ninja. I'm assuming it. Okay, no, I don't want to assume it's not that one. This is the gravity gun, and this is the conversion beamer. Is that right? Which one's the conversion beamer? The middle pointy tip one or the rounded one here? I don't know. I could look this up, but I'm hoping somebody knows the bottom one. Okay. All right, sweet. I appreciate it. The round one. All right, sweet. We'll get that going then. But yeah. Anyway, the kid loved the ramen. He slammed it. He ate all of it. So I was really happy about that. And then I have a bunch of stuff to make dim sum at home, so we're gonna make dim sum tonight. That's what we're doing for dinner. Cool. Yeah, I love this kid. I don't. This he's the weirdest eater. He won't eat like the most basic things. Um, like, you know, he won't eat potatoes unless they're like crispy, right? He'll eat French fries and chips. Hates mashed potatoes. He's hated soup most of his life, and you know, he might just have like sensory things going on or whatever, but um, but then he'll eat, you know, Japanese ramen. Sounds like my kid. Yeah. Eat a cricket. I've eaten a cricket. Yeah. There is a there's this weird like I don't even know what you call it, like vacation spot thing in the Great Lakes area. And it's just like a little like tourist trap island or whatever, but they have like a store that sells like bugs, and that you can eat. And I remember I tried two different bugs. They had roasted crickets that were ranch dusted, basically. So they had like, it was like ranch flavoring on them. And then I also had barbecue mealworms. And no, butterscorch, don't. It's not worth coming to Ohio. Okay, there's nothing. There's. Don't come to Ohio just to eat bugs. All right, because you're gonna be stuck in Ohio then, and that's no good. No good for anybody. But yeah, the mealworms were not as good. So, yeah, the Midwest loves ranch. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of ranch, but that was what I tried. Ohio has some good bugs. Um, so, so the mealworm I didn't like because it was like flaky, and it like stuck to my teeth. And I didn't like it. Was all dry. Like there was nothing like oozing out of the bugs at this point. Like it was just like a, I don't even know how to describe it. Like it was crispy, but it just like dissolved into like weird flakiness. And yeah, not a fan. Not a fan of the mealworm. The cricket tasted like a sunflower seed. You guys know what I'm talking about? Just like a roasted sunflower seed. Which was not bad. So I didn't hate the cricket. Korean barbecue this weekend for your birthday. Oh, sweet. You're going to order some tongue, like beef tongue? Korean barbecue sounds great. Okay, 1617 conversion beamers. Yeah, sunflower seeds are great. So yeah, that's what the roasted cricket tastes a lot like. Was a sunflower seed. But you know, it's just you're eating a cricket, right? So that's the appeal. I don't know if you call that an appeal, but five and not 36, but 35 and 17 again. 52 and probably 17. Is piece 17. Clean these up. Sounds like fun to eat a bug. Yeah, yep. You can say you did it. Kids only eat chicken strips and fries from every restaurant we go to. Yeah. House the Japanese curry and ramen from a ramen store. Yeah. It's great. I told my son we go try some Korean ramen. There's a place that sells be good like Korean ramen close to us. Yeah, we go to a Mexican restaurant. My son orders chicken strips. It's infuriating. I mean, they're really good chicken strips though, because I always end up eating some, and they have amazing French fries. But he orders the chicken strips. Utini, what's going on? How you doing? Rice and noodles, plain too. Yeah, French fries are so good. So that same Mexican restaurant, um, I have a couple different things I get. I don't get anything like nothing there. I'm sure is super authentic, but I will get sometimes I'll get like a loaded like nacho plate because it sounds good, and I want like fried stuff. But they do the same thing, and instead of chips, they put it on French fries, and it seems like so American. And I'll order that, and they'll be like, "Yeah, look at this guy over here," but man, it's so good. They buy their French fries from the same place the like Greek restaurants do. You know those like seasoned like breaded French fries. It's so good, man. And you just put like anything on them, and they're great. Yeah, pho. I've had pho once, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. It wasn't my favorite. Butter on the noodles, but if you had the ramen moth, belly's all over. That's funny. That's really funny. Thai noodle place near us that sells dino nuggets from Sam's Club. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's wild. That is wild. Maybe. I don't, I don't want to judge the place because friends took us there and they love it, and they're pretty decent foodies or whatever. But like, I think it's more the combination of flavors was unexpected. Like a lot of like mint, and there's a lot of cilantro, if I'm not mistaken, with Vietnamese food. And I'm one of the people where cilantro tastes like dish soap to me. Pardon, Vietnamese. You're not allowed to not like pho. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. I'm sure you get the best though, Raja. Yeah. That just it tastes like dish soap to me. I'm sorry, and I can muscle through on a lot of stuff, but yeah, banh mi sounds good though. I've never had a banh mi, but that sounds good. Utina, I'm building some Votann. We got some what are they called? Brokier Thunderkin. That's what I'm assembling with conversion beamers. We're gonna let these pieces dry, and I'm gonna put helmets on these guys real quick, or heads rather. They don't have a lot of helmets. We'll do let's do one robot. Yeah, I actually put a schedule up this week for what I'm painting or what I'm working on, and I don't think I'm going to be assembling Votan tomorrow. So we'll see. I might be painting some. It depends on if I can um, get them primed and stuff. But it'd be nice just to start painting. I have these to assemble, and I have another set. It's the Iron Master, the Broke Your Iron Master to assemble. So that's what we're doing today. Is it the cilantro that tastes like dish soap? It is. Yeah, it is. Yep. So there is it's like a genetic thing. Some people are like something in their genetics where they can't eat like cilantro leaves or coriander leaves because it tastes off. And for me, it tastes like dish soap. It always has. Tastes like clean. Yeah, not the kind of clean I want to eat though. Yeah, it comes on the side. Okay. I'll have to keep that in mind. I'm not opposed to trying it again, definitely. Okay, weird robot head. Stop this nonsense. Go where you're needed. There we go. Sand the head down a little bit. What else we got? We got a guy with a beard and no mustache, and then a guy with a mustache and no beard. Normally, these guys and gals are covered in masks, so you're not able to see anything about their face anyway. We got two other heads here. Special suits the Votann use to reach the cereal. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's their cereal reaching the grocery store kit here. A food place, their name sounds like an obscure anime. The noodle store, no thanks. Happy Noodle Go. Yeah. Yeah. I know. These aren't dwarves though, they're Votann, so. And Cincy, I know a place with good pho, so if you don't like it there, you probably just don't like it. Okay, fair. Oh man, I had a friend who loved pho, and he found a restaurant, and he would go and eat there, and he would get tripe, and I can't. That's something I don't think I can do. It's like stomach lining, and yeah, I can't. I'll try lots of foods, but reason this knight has so much customized stuff is because it's fighting alongside the Dark Mechanicum. Yeah, that's awesome. Dark Mech for the win. Dude just looks grumpy. Dwarves, don't give me the GW copyright nonsense. Okay, we're gonna grab some masks, some goggles. I would love for Votann in general if there were more robot heads. Mainly because I think it would be fun to have an army where it's like the squad and army leaders are proper Votann, but then they have robots that are kind of make up the rest of them. But I know that's also not quite lore friendly to Votann, right? Because Votann, they see the robots as people, as equals. They do not have a dreadnought. No, in Necromunda they have a dreadnought. And if you play him in Horus Heresy, I think you can get that same mini. I think there's a way to make that a mini in Heresy. An AR Men of Iron? Yeah, they probably are. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? Like, it's the STCs, the Men of Iron are probably built by the STCs, and that's what the Votann use, so. Also, there was that Blackstone Fortress. Um, Blackstone Fortress had an actual like man of iron, right? And he shares a lot of style elements with the Votann. So yeah, so Butterscorch there is in the militia, the Imperialis militia book. That's the free PDF. Um, there are many customizable rules, and they're called provenances, where it's like an army rule, and you pick two of them basically and make an army using kind of those like adjustments. And one of those army rules is literally just to turn your army into Votann or like squats. So it like they lose movement, they get extra toughness, they get different war gear options. Hold on, I want to look this up. What specifically was the yeah, what do they get? So it's the kinfolk helots or helots, probably helots. That's what it's called. Let's look it up. Where are you, kinfolk helots? Okay, so everybody gets +1 toughness, and their initiative and movement is -1. The more elite squads, the grenadier units, can be upgraded to exo riggers for +8 points per model. And all of those models that are upgraded have the heavy subtype. They're bulky 2, slow and purposeful rules, an armor save of 3+ with a 6+ invulnerable save. Their intelligence goes up. They get the battlesmith rule, which is like repairing vehicles and stuff rules. And they exchange their militia rifle for heavy industrial weapons, or a pair of industrial weapons, which are like melee weapons, for +10 points per model. So you can take that, and that's essentially like turns your troops into Votann, functionally, like gameplay wise. You can combine that with another provenance, and there's specific restrictions on these, but yeah, you combine it with another one, and you kind of make an army how you want. So yeah, it also has, so if you look up Necromunda, and the miniatures that they have available, those are basically the minis you can make in militia. So everything in Necromunda is essentially playable in the militia list for the Horus Heresy. So there's rules for like hive gangs of different degrees. There's like rules for cops. What are they called? They're called Imperialis Provosts, and it's literally like the Palanite Enforcer faction. So if you want a whole army of like Judge Dredd, basically, you can have that. And they have like weapons that are specific to them and everything, like shock mauls and Webers and stuff. Yeah, lots of things like that. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some super glue. Put super glue on one side, then I'm going to put plastic glue on the other side. And then I'm going to fit them together. Men of Iron fled to deep space, learned to clone squats, and the Ironkin are actually the ones in charge, and the squats are their servants. Yeah, maybe. Aren't the squats in like the middle of the galaxy, like the galactic core? But I mean, same difference. Not like they're fleeing. They could have actually. I'm sure there may have been men of Iron that fled the actual galaxy. It's like, man, I'm done with this. Alright, that went on pretty well. Okay. Let's test fit. Some of these are a little janky with how they fit. Does it fit great? Smell paint pot, what's going on? You doing? It's good to see everybody. Whoops. I believe every day's a good day when you. Hey, 20 months in a row, dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for the sub. a little bit. I don't want that to droop down.
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your home.
One Wicked Sis, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. How are you doing today? We're chilling. We're chilling and assembling Leagues of Votann. That's cool with everybody. Finishing up these Brokir Thunderkin. Oh, I forgot to dry fit this one. No, it could be off. We'll see. We're committed now. The tiniest connection points. Here we go. Wow, these went together really well, actually. I am surprised. Okay, we're gonna let those dry for a few minutes in place. I'll set my super glue back up, and we're gonna scoot these guys and robot and lady up there, because they are done aside from going on their base. And the next mini we're gonna get started on is the Brokir Iron Master. So this is the engineer guy with 4 friendly robots hanging out with him. Pretty simple instructions on these, and a lot of these are just like a couple pieces. A lot of the actual robots. But we'll do these. Get these together. More Votann piece. I'm always going to be so happy to clip out these sprues. Get this sprue out. Yep, we got the bases. He's on the larger base. I'll back up. We'll just get moving. Alright, and of course with any good assembly process, you start with piece number 3, 5, and 6. Makes sense here. 6. There's 3. And there's 5. Yeah, we don't want to confuse anybody by starting with piece number 1, right? It'd be ridiculous. Why? Like, it's the headpiece that's labeled piece number 1, but does that need to be labeled piece number 1? I don't think it needs to be. Like, I think you would just go through the part numbers. Whatever. I'm not the billion-dollar corporation. Okay. Torso, man, dude's got a wide stance. Getting into the fundamentals of the design process. Yeah. Do they make the molds first or the instructions? Now you would think what would be prudent is kind of doing this all at the same time, right? Oh, darn it. Leg fell off. There is a manner in which this leg goes on here that I am not understanding. Okay. Yep, that's it. Piece number 4. Still have not seen piece number 1 or 2. Yeah, what is it like? Do you think it's the actual mold makers, like whoever's laying this thing out, whatever, you know, CAD program they have, are they just kind of arbitrarily assigning numbers based on how they think it might be assembled? And then they make like a master or a couple, you know, like a run of a few, and then there's like a guy, it's like his job just to build kits and make the instruction books, and so then he gets a whack at it and he decides how it all, like what order things go together, and then he makes the instruction book. That doesn't seem like practical, right? Cool. Let's get piece 7 and 8. There's 9, there's 7. You're gonna stick with the shield? Okay. Just too hard to convert, or you think is it just growing on you? I'm going to be trying to paint Star Wars Legion in my own time. And then when that's done, I'm going to try to get some terrain knocked out. I'm going to paint some terrain. I've really been wanting to. I have one piece of terrain that I have painted. It's like it's a crazy, like, essentially like a 4-way intersection. Even though it's like so much more than that. But I have a bunch of fake palm trees, like little aquarium plants I bought, that I'm going to use to like line it with like a nice garden. So it's going to be like a nice kind of like city plaza type thing. And it's just big enough to fit the fell blade, which is great. Okay, 9 and 10. It's a great piece of terrain that breaks down really well and everything, but I want to add some interest to it. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, that sounds like fun to do. But I would pick this Votann stuff first. Votann, or not Votann. Well, yeah, Votann first, and then Star Wars Legion gets painted. I gotta do my Legion stuff. Definitely not an easy conversion. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Sprue designers lay out the numbers for things like technical issues. Bit 9 came out deformed, or slot 17's gone soft, need a new injection plate. You think so? Now, sometimes they get it like completely right though. So thinking on something I have a lot of experience with, the Heresy tactical squads, specifically the Mark 6. The other ones have fallen off a bit, but the Mark 6 tactical squad that came out in plastic, that set you assemble without instructions. It's just pieces 1 through 10 are the first Marine, pieces 11 through 20 are the next Marine. But then it's like you have 1, 2, 3, put them together, then like 4, 5, 6, and you do that. So spill paint. I do have a collection of instructions. I never sent them incorrect things. No, I didn't. I used to mark them though. I guess I still mark them when there's incorrect. They don't have a lot of big mistakes anymore. But yeah, I can dig through my assembly instruction box, and we can just look at flaws in their their assembly instructions. That's old lore, man. Crazy mustache and all. I have assembled so many miniatures from Games Workshop over the years. It's ridiculous. Alright, let's see. 11 and 12. Evan's a tool belt. Okay, tool belt. Just underneath this belt. There we go. That is this many assembled. Let's no, I have goggles to do, but we can put them on its base first. Elchorn, what's up? How are you doing? Oh, and this is piece number 2, the last piece we put on the miniature. And your resignation. 2-month resignation. Wow. All right. You know, the last job I quit, I didn't have much respect for this place, but I gave him a 1-day notice. I let my boss know that. I was like, yeah, tomorrow's going to be my last day. Oh no. Ah! You guys didn't see that. Everything's totally fine. Okay. Let's glue these Thunderkin on their bases. We have a contract that requires a 3-month notice. Oh, okay. Those fancy professional jobs, huh? Out of curiosity, Raja, if this place were to say no longer need your services and wanted you gone, do they have a minimum amount of time that they have to give you? Do they have a 3-month notice they have to give you? A month is minimum in Germany. Yeah. Yeah, it goes both ways. That's fine. Just cause, which has a strict definition. Okay. You have just cause for quitting right away? Important things I need to know. All right, we got 4 models done. I'm gonna take a quick stretch and get a drink here. If they breach contract, okay. Oh, I'm so sore. Oh man. Okay. So we got our engineer done. What is he called again? Iron Master's done. Okay, no cause requires 3-month notice. Okay, all right. I was at one job, I got laid off. I had pretty much a 7-year notice. It was pretty great. Yeah, I started working there, and like a couple months later, they were talking about how they were going to, or they're looking at selling that particular part of the company. He's like, well, we're done. Like, well, we'll see what they do, or how long we'll last here. And the job was crazy easy with good hours and amazing benefits and good vacation time and everything. So I just kind of stuck around until they got rid of me, and it took about 7 years. I was at that that job. We're not to finishing Nagash commission, yeah. Huh. I think, for me specifically, Elchorn, if I were in your shoes, yeah, 7 years kind of a big notice. Yeah, if I were in your shoes, I would pick something with completely different colors. That would be my first choice. At least you have that, right? Yeah, our official notice was like 6 months or so, but has maybe closer to a year when they like. Yeah, hold on. It was. This is a while ago. It was over a year when they told us that they were going to start like moving all of our work to third party, and they did it in the same warehouse too. So they had a company come in and start taking over our work, and it was a lot of people um, that I worked with. Most of the employees were people that they literally just moved over to the next room. It's number 13. Am I crazy? 31. But yeah, they slowly like wound down our operations until we were done. That's 13. Is it in the bag? Uh-oh. We're not missing a piece. Oh, it might be. Okay. I will dig through bits because I think it's just a normal robot head, so I should have robot heads I'll dig through. Aslan, what's going on, man? How you doing? Yeah, it was well over a year when they told us that we were gonna, officially our jobs were going away, and then it was about 6 months when they gave us our like notice. With our like severance and stuff information. That felt pretty good because they handed us all a letter at the end of the day, like, hey, here's your notice, here's what this has. And our boss, he was like, do not share this with anybody. And I was like, I'm going to tell everybody now in front of him because that's illegal for him to say not to share our payment with other people. So I started telling people. He wasn't happy. It was funny, but those laws are posted right there for a reason on the wall. 18 and 16. Yeah, you can share whatever you want. Exactly. Yep. Which was funny. I knew that at the time, and I was like, "There's no way this dude is bold enough to just break federal law like that, just telling us that we're not allowed to share payment information." Yeah. Well, and I figured out why he said it too, because our severance, did anyone want to get a new laptop or get a Space Marine Common Patrol with the Armageddon sets? That is quite the difference in items there. Yeah, so the reason I think he told us that is partially because he didn't know the law, but also because with how our severance works. So I worked there for a little over 7 years, and there were people that worked there for 35 plus years. And they gave us, you got so many weeks of payment depending on how many years you worked there. They gave everybody just a flat additional weeks for sticking around for as long as they did, which was nice. I'm like an extra 18 weeks or something on top of, normal payment. And then they paid for Cobra. And Cobra, if you're not familiar, is insurance when you get laid off. I should have done that. Hold on. let's take this back. Let's do this first. Cobra is it's a program where you can continue your current health benefits for up to 6 months after you get like laid off from a job, and but you have to pay out of pocket for it. Cobra is extremely expensive, and this company, they paid for Cobra up front as a cash payment to us. So like you could take it, or you could actually go for Cobra and it would be free, or for like the full 6 months, or you could just take the cash buyout for it. And they also taxed it up, so they paid like what would be the income tax to cover it from quitting any job. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yep. So that was a massive amount of money because it was a medical company and they had crazy good benefits. Also, no, it's not illegal. It's not illegal, but they paid us like enough so it covered the income tax. So it was like, it ended up being like, it was like $12,000 for 6 months of insurance, of medical insurance, and then they paid the extra to cover the taxes. So it was like a $16,000 payment to cover the 6 months of Cobra. But that was for like everybody. Everybody got that payment flat. Long story short, between the flat extra weeks they gave us for payments, and they paid all this out in a single payment, and then the Cobra payments and any other payments they gave us, the difference between me, who was one of the newest employees, only working there for 7 years, and someone who had been working there for 35 years, the difference in payout was minuscule. Like $2,000 or $3,000 difference. And our boss didn't want people knowing that, because I think he felt that the people who had been there for like 35 years would be mad that my severance was practically the same as theirs. I didn't put in the time at this easy job sitting around doing nothing all day. But whatever, told people anyway. It's cool. What's up, Groovy? How you doing? Thanks for the tip, little bro. Who? What? What's going on? Oh, talk about your income? Is that the tip? What's going on? Not many people in this world call me little bro, so I'm nervous. Tube 17 and 21. Of course, they're not on the sprue I was just on. They're on this sprue. Does that make Abraham the painting uncle? Yeah, he could be. He could be. Got you into arts? Well, I started collecting minis and playing games and stuff. It was in 2002, early 2002. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring just came out. I had not seen it, had no interest in seeing it. I saw some commercials, was like, whatever. Until one of my best friends came to school with which I was in 6th grade at the time, came to school with a Middle-earth, or as Lord of the Rings strategy battle game rulebook, which was like comprehensive. I had all like the unit rules and stuff in the game in there. And I looked through it, and I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. I was like, man, they paint these minis and they look real. And look at these soldiers, and there's like elves like killing all kinds of orcs, and the orcs look awesome, and there's giant battles that you play, and like this whole thing looks great, and it's just dice and stats and all the things. So my birthday was coming up, and I told my parents what I wanted for my birthday, and it was, I want to go see that movie, Lord of the Rings, and I want to go to a hobby store that sells this stuff, which there was one right down the street from the movie theater we were going to, and I want to buy a bunch of stuff for this game. Yeah, Butterscorch. Yeah, don't, don't, don't make me feel like Matt Damon, just aging. Um, you're in geriatric Twitch, Butterscorch. Most of the people in this chat have been playing this game longer than you've been alive. I'm sorry to say. Thorpe, Trundle's Bar. Oh, okay, okay. There's a really big like YouTube and Twitch streamer that streams a lot of like Warcraft 3 and stuff. His name is Grubby. I know about him through another content creator. Old, yeah. Okay, chill, guys, chill. You're all old. People commenting you're older than me. My drawly, I see you over there. But anyway, so I went to the hobby store. Parents took me to the hobby store. I bought the starter set for that game, and I bought a little paint set that came with it with some extra miniatures, and then I bought another set of like soldiers, and then I went and saw the movie. So I had no idea what the movie was. Bought the minis, went and saw the movie. Freaking blew my mind. That whole movie did. And was forever changed. We came back in 2022 when 10th was announced. Oh, okay, nice. Look at the newbies. Got a long to-do list. Fun stuff. Make a portable bookshelf. Well, that's cool, alright. Description scale. Or Great Gargant. PFG, Romulus, Class Starfort. Dang, alright. Yeah, 2020. No, it was 2023 when 10th came out. 2023. But 10th may have been announced in 2022, like at the end of it or something. When I started in 2022, his friend gave me a call. Hey, you gotta start somewhere. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay, so this guy's done. I have to find a head for him, which I have. Guys, I have so many Votann bits. There is a robot head somewhere that will work here. So we're gonna scoot you off to the side there. You played AD&D 2nd edition when it started, yeah. My son is buying his first minis in June. His first actual purchased minis with his own money. So, needless to say, I am a very excited parent. It's 22, that's 26. Yeah. And he's only 9, so he's young. But he's excited, and you know, he's already playing games together. We got Game to Learn, we got... Oh, Painting Wife is cool with it. She gets more time to read in solitude if we're painting minis together. So she's all about it. I actually bought her Heroes of Might and Magic Golden Era to play. It's one of her Mother's Day gifts. Might be the first edition you don't get a starter set. I think I'm the same Groovy, actually. Keeps him too poor to get into drugs, yeah. I mean, the DARE officer told us that people be waiting just to give us free drugs. That never happened to me, so girl doesn't like me encouraging this. That's too bad. You'll get one of them, Hydra. One of them's gonna get into games with you. You'll have a partner in crime. And if you don't, then they spend all the time with mom, and then you have time to go game eventually. What a ripoff. Yeah. Your partner's big on orcs. Yeah, yeah. I kind of like the Marine half, I'll be honest. It's super generic. I like the minis that come in it, but I just don't care for 40k right now. And 11th hasn't really shown me enough to make me think I would like to play it. Like to go out of my way to play. If I wanted to play 11th, I would be all over that box just because it comes with like all the stuff you need, right? All that new stuff, but I just don't have the desire. Yeah, I also like that it's generic Marines. I like my generic Marines though. Big fan. I did not like the 10th edition box set as much as I think this one does a good job of being a box set. But I bought the 10th one. I'm not buying this one. Raven Guard Combat Trophies, that could be a good addition. Oh, nice. Okay. Was it come with like jump pack intercessors and stuff? Or it comes with like incursors and things, right? Easy orcs, but 10th didn't excite me. Yeah, I'm the same way, Groovy. Same way. Yeah, I didn't like the selection from the last set as much. I mean, you know, like the new Terminators were cool, and there were some good minis in there, but overall, just like the flamethrower Marines weren't great in my opinion. Like, not a good choice for a starter set. But I also feel like they wouldn't have sold otherwise. So, Pack Intercessors, 10 Incursors. Oh yeah, that is pretty solid. Man, I hate that tactical warsuit though. I hate that mini. I will never own one. It's by accident. Looks like an AdMech model, yeah. With a Redemptor? It's the up armored. Oh, that's cool. Nice. I like the Redemptor mini. I have a Ballistus that I like. But that was, you know, the starter set mini, right? That came in the 10th starter. Yeah, that was a good addition to that set. Yeah, this new one, the Land Speeder, is probably the mini I like the least. I just don't think it looks like a good Land Speeder. I will buy the crap out of some Javelin Speeders, though, when they come to Heresy in plastic. We're to find the Eye of Terror box. Oh, cool. Alright. That's all for this guy. I already have a Land Speeder, though. I have one of the newer, like, Land Speeder Storm. No, not Storm. I don't know what they're called. Storm Speeders or whatever. So I guess at the end of the day, a Land Speeder would fit appropriately with that. But for my 40k Marines, I don't have many vehicles anyway. I don't like a lot of the 40k vehicles. I'm a snob. The new Dreads. Yeah. The Heresy Dreads are great. I saw somebody, I don't remember where I saw it, but I saw someone kit bashed an old Defiler, so the old Defiler legs, with a Leviathan Dreadnought. And it looked incredible. Wait. 27, oh, that's what I need. So they used the Leviathan Dreadnought as the top part? Yeah, yeah. That was way better looking than I was expecting. Space is over here. Are the new Land Speeders and Squadrons like back in the day? Yeah. So Paint Pot, you can run Land Speeders and Squadrons in Heresy. saying. Speaking of heresy. Kipash a Skaven Titan from a dread rat? A dead rat? Ooh. Oh, okay. From an actual dead rat? That's kind of disturbing, actually, if that's... Yeah, how are the custodians? How you liking the process? Is it good? Yeah, Heresy's fun. I haven't played really any game in a while. I've been kind of dying to play a game. I've been getting this crazy delusion of grandeur that I could find time once a week to not only play a game, but to find someone who'd be willing to come over and live stream a game of something. Anything. Once a week, game day, stream. But it would have to be during the day. I couldn't do that at night. That's terrifying. An actual rat. Seems wrong. That's what Zen was for. Yeah. Zen would definitely be the regular, right? But then I know he still actually does work. You know, he's got a real job, so. Alright, he gets paid for being present. He's got a good thing, so I'm not going to knock anything he does for a living because he's good at what he does anyway, so company likes him. Hey, don't wish ill on my friends. Can't do that. Okay, 29 and 28. Why do they separate these? It's 29. Yeah, concerned I think is probably the appropriate reaction to someone using a taxidermied rat. Part of their Skaven force. But yeah, that's my delusion of grandeur there, is that I'd be able to stream playing games. Just an overhead cam and chatting. You want to see the new Custodes live? Aslan's been assembling Custodes minis. Yeah, the ability is impressive. The execution is not quite as impressive. A little a little scary. Go on this side, right? There, I'm glad it has 2 connection points. I pre-ordered and then canceled my pre-order for Custodes for the big set. And I'm kind of happy I did. I feel like I would have been mired in that project way too long. You know, Aslan, the proper response to this is you're going to get Venatari because they look cool, and you're just going to end up playing Heresy because it's better. Right. Green screen, but no go. Yep, exactly. Yeah. I would have to move my camera around, and I'd need to figure out like a mic solution. I need like a mic that could cover like all around. I had to get rigging set up overhead so I can hang some stuff, but it's not impossible. It takes a bit of an investment, even from what I have. And moving my camera would be a pain though. And yeah, I need something to hook it up also because my desktop is not in my game area. Yeah. If you're collecting those heresy, dude, those heresy custodies, like you're 90% there. Well, 80%. You just need a rule book and a lever, and that's it. You're good to go. Is why I should have started a Custodes army. Yeah. Do you have access to an Age of Darkness box set? That is wild if you do. Or Sisters of Silence views. I think Sisters of Silence will eventually get some stuff. Serious back burner, but what's going to happen over the next like year and a half with Heresy? Everything that has rules in a Liber in the next year and a half, that's like a generic unit, so not Astartes specific units, Allegiance specifics. That's a different beast. But every generic vehicle and squad is going to have plastic models within the next like year and a half. So Custodes, all those things in the Liber, like all of those will have plastic minis. I'm gonna say within the next 18 months. That's just what's gonna happen. Soon we're going to start seeing Legion specific plastics, and those are going to slowly roll out. I don't know, 2 Legions at a time, 1 Legion at a time. I'm not sure how they'll do it. You two, oh my gosh, Aslan. That box. One of my big hobby regrets is not buying a second one of those. But I think there's going to be a point when all of the resin stuff is turned into plastic for Heresy. Which the designers are still coming up with new units even while they're doing this. Like the Kratos tank, most of the starter set for 3rd edition. Those are new units, right? But they're going to have to start coming up with more, like proportionally more new things. And I think that's when it's going to be Dark Mechanicum specific stuff. Sisters of Silence, maybe more Imperial Army things, like more factions is the way they go with that game. When you have, there's already, 6 or 7 factions, but maybe they start making specific demons for Heresy. And that starts being a thing. Yeah, there's still a lot in the tank for that game. It's just I think eventually they'll get around to all this stuff. Yeah, like Sisters, they might just get their own book eventually. Is how that might end up being. Oh, I didn't even trim these pieces, darn. Yeah, Sisters of Silence tank is really cool looking too. There's one you can order from Chaos Orc Superstore. Is that like a real thing? I was lucky. I got my Age of Darkness box for it's like 33%. I got it for 200 flat with no tax because I bought it off of somebody, and it was still in shrink wrap and everything. But dang it, I did it again. I would buy another one in almost a heartbeat if I could. If someone sent me one of those sets, I'd paint it as Space Wolves. Just saying. I think that set's the best starter set GW ever came out with. Okay. Yeah, these guys are just the 4 pieces. That's all. Get your temperature checked. Nah, I'm good. Never been healthier in my life. Mydro, how's the gym been treating you? How many days you go in a week? All right. Those are minis, and what I like about these characters, a lot of the characters, is you get the sprues and they're done. I am going to be back in just a minute, actually, guys. Give me just a second. I gotta grab some Votann bits. Alright, I'm back. So I have, let me show you guys. I'll show you guys. Let me get these minis off the desk. So, sprues. More sprues. More sprues. More sprues. It's halfway to the camera at this point. And then I have a bag of bits that's probably 75 sprues worth of stuff. So we just need to go through and find a robot head. Okay. Let me put these back. So many sprues. Monday and Tuesday. Last week was... Oh, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Okay. Good one, dude. Good deal. There's a head. I'll try to make that one work. Where are these clippers? Okay, set that down. Let's put these sprues back. Different frame. Yeah, that is Votann. Okay, I was like, why is that one particular frame so different? I don't know why. Okay. Put you back. Let's see if this head fits on that body. It's a good one. Yeah, I have these Foxbite clippers. They're really well priced. You can look up !Fox. I'll send you their website. I don't know if they ship to Germany, Hellchorn, but they're like the higher quality type, kind of like the God Hand style, where it's like one blade and one flat edge, and they're flush on one side. They're very sharp. It's good stuff. Oh, it's compatible. Good deal. All right. The day is saved. Also, thank you, Valkyrie, for linking that. We are doing Patreon Hangout tonight. So you come join us, any paid member of the Patreon. Close at 9 on Friday, 7 on Saturday, so good luck with that. Yeah. 4 days a week is a lot when you're starting out. 3 days a week is like it's a great place to start because you get like a decent break if you're doing like regular intervals. You know, you get little breaks and you get like a longer break on the weekend and stuff. But I understand. I did 3 days a week for almost a year. It was like 10 months or something before I started doing 5 days. But I got to the point where like I was feeling really good in between, and then I was like, like there was a bunch of extra exercises I wanted to do, but I didn't want to do stuff. I didn't want to add to the time I was at the gym. I don't want to be at the gym for an hour and a half. So I figured I could break it up. The precision hobby nippers, yeah. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, you get a little discount too if you use the website. Yeah, those ones. Yeah, $39 is good for those, honestly. Yeah, nice packaging. That's good stuff.
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing
Yeah,
me
they're
back
really
into your
nice.
home.
Hey, Draw with Bobik. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. How are you doing today? Yeah, nice cover and everything on them. So everybody always comments on their packaging. They have like the nicest packaging for their stuff. So yeah, they're really nice. They sent me this pair almost 2 years ago, and I don't think I've sharpened these yet. Like they've just stuck around. They work just as well as they did when I started using them. Oh man, okay. Look at this Votann bag of bits that I have. It's so much. But when you cut them off the sprues, they condense down to the smallest like area. Print out some 40,000 times 40K. Oh, yeah. They're on 40s. They're really small, aren't they? Yeah, I have the Foxbite holder. I don't use miniature holders a lot. Where do I keep this thing? Yeah, it's right here. But I do like this one. So it's got like bottom caps and top cap. The caps that are the best on this thing though are the where are they? They got these hexagonal caps. So what's really nice about these, since it's magnetic, and you just put some blue tack on here. I think they come with a sticky tack that is fine, but like the blue tack brand is always the best. But the nice thing about the hex one is it's really easy to rotate the mini. With when you have the little ledge, where if you're using a spot that's not a ledge, like it's, you can't like grip it to twist it. No, the top's magnetic. And then they put metal plates on the inside of the pieces. The bottom is also magnetic, so it's like reversible for some reason. I mean, it's just easier to manufacture. Oh, so the part where you put the mini. Now, if you do have magnets on your, actually, hold on. I have. There you go. Does that work? Yeah, the magnets aren't strong enough to go through the wood on that. I only have 2 little magnets on here though. So if you have like a really strong magnet, it might work through that. But the magnetic part is to hold the top. So if you buy extra toppers, which I have quite a few, and they have different sizes also. So they have like larger ones. But you can use it as like a way to keep your minis, right? You put them on those and you just pop the caps off and put the next one on. This thing is a weird piece. There's 2 functions on this. The website is a little janky. Yeah. It's a small like one-man company. So I don't know if he designed the website or if he paid someone, but you not like oh yeah. I need to scroll. I don't know what it's doing. I can't like click things. That's strange. I don't know, man. I don't know. But this thing has 2 purposes. One, if you have smaller minis on here where they're not going to interfere with like bump into this. Bigger minis will bump into this, but this is to hold your wrist. It's to rest your hand against. You know, I always tell people like when you paint, one of the best things to do is to touch your hands together. So if they shake together, and it like reduces the total shake basically, or at least the fact where they're shaking against each other. But this helps you brace your hand on here. The other way you use this is you can set that on the table, right? So you set that there, and then you kind of rest it, and it helps you kind of support your mini. And you can actually paint the mini higher up. You're not like hunched over as much. Because I rest my wrists on my desk, but it's helpful. So yeah, it's a really cool mini holder. Definitely the nicest miniature holder, like highest quality. Like it's heavy, like it's actual like solid wood. It's not like a weird MDF or anything. This is like, it's like good materials it's made out of. Yeah, tray, so I want to hold it. Still have to figure that bit out. Yeah, you'd have to figure that out. I don't have anything with like big enough magnets to really help you figure that out, I don't think. Yeah, you'd need a pretty big magnet, I think. These little magnets on here, these are what I use to hold these minis on a magnetic tray. And they're just 2 little like 3mm, 4mm by 2 magnets that hold this little stap writer on there. So that's all that took. But yeah, that's the Foxbite mini holders. That's really nice. If I need information on where to ship. On the top, it does have a there's like a nation selector, like country selector. That might be something. Man, I don't know. When you contact them, be like, yeah, I can't touch anything, can't click anything on your website. It's really strange. Huh. I don't know what's going on. You know, I will I'll send him a message on Discord. All right. How about that? Let me write that down. I'll send him a message on Discord and let him know like his website has a lot of issues. Are you on desktop or mobile, Elchorn? Yeah, I'm on desktop too. Trying it out. See if mobile's any easier. No, mobile page is the same. Yeah, mobile's giving me the same issue. What is going on? Alright, you guys, here's the deal. We assembled a bunch of Votann minis. We even were able to substitute a head, and it's perfect. So, it's good. Perfect little chrome dome there. Tomorrow, I'm going to be painting something, and it might be Votann. We will see. We will see indeed. You know, I need to mess around with some more of these pieces because it depends on when I no, that stap is an old stap. I painted that maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, this is one of my it broke off the off his flight stand, so I glued him back when I was getting my droids back out. But these were, I have 2 squads of these. There's some little squads of 2, but yeah, simple droid paint scheme for Star Wars Legion. I was painting those for a league one summer that I was in. That was the last I played Star Wars Legion until a few weeks ago. I played a little practice game. But I'm gonna call the stream there, and yeah, I'm gonna try to get some. Put them in an army showcase. I should. That'd be fun. Yeah, maybe do some army showcases would be a fun idea. But yeah, I have my Discord. Dude, I have so many random armies, and they just go away and they just get forgotten about. Like this poor army was sitting in a miniature case for years. But that's I'll do that sometime. I can do that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to prime some Votann. That's what I'll do. We'll see if we can't be painting Votann tomorrow. Does that sound, guys? Get the art displayed. Yeah. I'm really bad at that. I'm very bad at that. Well, you guys have a great day. I'm gonna jump off. We do have Patreon Hangout tonight. And then I'll be back on tomorrow about 11. And open to paint Votann. That's the plan. We just get these guys knocked out. We got 1-2 squads. We got a character. We got a tank that's partially painted that I'm going to continue on and try to make it look really cool. I'm going to spend some extra time on it. That might be a next week project, though. Yeah, I hope to see you tonight, Jaded Valkyrie. Guys, thank you for hanging out today. I really appreciate everybody chatting and all the good conversation. Helchorn, I will send a message to Foxbite about that, about their website. See if I can figure out, or he can figure out what's going on. Groovy, good to see you. Guys, have a wonderful day. I draw near, you're still hanging out in here. Have a good one. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.